Hello everyone and welcome back to Dune Awakening. Okay then, let's go ahead and pick up exactly where we left off. Alright then, let's get started. Well, I have been working on the base quite a bit in between episodes obviously I did. And well, I thought it would be kind of nice if I showed you, instead of starting in the base, I would like to show you the base as we are approaching it with our new topter. So yeah, let's go for it. Let's hop inside and let's just fly around our neighbor. As you can see, they are very busy building a pretty nice big base, but this will be a little bit too much for myself. I think this might be a guild hall or something. So yeah, this is a little bit too much for a single person, but this might be just right. So this is what I have been building in between episodes. I think it's obviously not as big as that one, but still I think it looks alright. So let's go ahead and land in the hangar. Let me tell you, making this one water sealed was quite a task, but I think I managed. Let's just double check. So if I park it here, it is safe. So at least that. Also, as you can see on the ornithopter, yes, I have been abusing it a little bit. These two are looted, so that is why they are so damaged. But everything else, I think they are relatively holding up nicely. So anyways, this is the hangar. As you can see, I did use these floor lights to create a little circular landing pad. Also, in case you are wondering how I managed to do this landing pad pattern, it is basically these corner pieces from the Chom facility set. At least I think so. Yeah, Chom facility. So the original light looking pieces that I've used for the cliffside base, and I plugged these little corners with the, where are you? Yeah, these inward round pieces basically, bought from the Chom shelter set. So that is how I managed to make this circular pattern. I have the medium water cistern down in the hangar. So anyways, let's move on. We have a nice little staircase leading up to the main base. Also, yes, actually, I did decide that yes, I would like to get my hands on some of the faction-based buildings pieces, and I did join House Atreides. It is just basically, I have been doing the missions, so I did manage to grind out level 3 reputation with them. So we have a couple of extra pieces. I did not buy the actual building blocks from them. That is very expensive. That is 80,000 credits, and as you can see, I did use up pretty much all of our money just to buy the stuff that I have bought already. Anyways, this is a small workshop down from the garage. We have most of our crafting stations here. I did create a small, not exactly a living space, but I did place some furniture right in front of this staircase. More crafting stations. And we have the original garage right here. Also, yes, I did buy the Atreides version of the... Well, this is basically just a skin for the buggy and for the sand bike. Anything else? Yeah, power comes from these wind generators. Unfortunately, we need to supply them with lubrication pretty much constantly. So they are very similar to the old generators, but instead of using fuel cells, they are using lubricant. Well, obviously, because of the sand, I suppose that's understandable. And we have the original ramp that I have built. The only difference is that I did add these buttresses, and Obviously, these are just decorative. I thought it would look nice. So, oh, right, and we have a small wind trap over there. It is extremely, very slowly, although it might be out already. Anyways, this is very slowly giving us water, but yeah, no more filters. Because it's so slow, I just wanted to test it. Since it's so slow, I will get rid of it. Also, I did stash the console right here. That is because I do not want to accidentally lose it if we accidentally destroy one of the supports for it. So I made sure that it is on solid ground. So it is not going to get destroyed if we accidentally destroy the support. So yeah, this is the state of the base right now. The only thing I don't like is the roofing down here in the workshop. Here it's a little bit hodgepodge because of the way the internals are laid out. This side I think it looks okay, but this one is a little bit yeah, not the best, but it will do. So anyways, I think today we will get started on the rest of the main story. And well, let's go ahead and do the 5th trial. If you remember, the 3rd one was destroyed in the pogrom. So I think today we will carry on. As I've said, I did do a few of the Atreides missions, and I have been using side missions from the outpost as well. I just wanted to make sure that we are progressing on the boring missions. Let's see what we can do in the actual main story missions. So I believe we just need to hop into the Topter and move to the Rift, because if you remember, I did say that I think the next one is inside the Rift. So I believe, no, that's a mission for the Atreides. I just place a waypoint. I do believe it is, where is it? Ah, okay, did they remove the markers? That would be actually kind of nice. So it is right on the bend, right under the bridge. Okay, let's take a look. So supposedly, oh, never mind. No, wait, that's the crash ship. I think it's down here somewhere. Okay, waypoint placed. Let's go for it. Now, one of the best things about this ornithopter is that it is very fuel efficient if you are careful. All we need to do is fly up to 750 meters, press shift and start gliding. And now we are no longer consuming fuel. Very handy. The only problem is that we are still abusing the wings. Not as much as if they were actually active, but I think they are still taking damage. So 72%. Let's just keep an eye on this. Yeah, okay. Anyways, we are still losing durability, but not as much as if they were flapping. So if you are at the point where you can start using the ornithopter, make sure you are using it in glide mode as much as possible. It is going to be a lot better for you. Also, we are losing speed and altitude. Let's go ahead and go up a little bit. Accidentally started going down. Just don't overheat the thrusters so we can stop now. There we go. Also, I did notice that even though we are using the thrusters, it is not really using our durability. So it can be extremely good. Anyways, I did overshoot. Right? No, not yet. The bend is right in front of us. So theoretically, the cave that we need to go into is right around here. let me just double check. So in here, trial location, it is definitely inside the rift, but I am not sure. Maybe it's just below the... No, I think it is actually here, because we have this broken land bridge and this land bridge, and yeah, there's the broken land bridge and the land bridge, so it's right under the land bridge, around here-ish. No, no. Here, I guess. Okay, yeah. We are not quite there yet. It might even be on the surface, I'm not sure. Anyways, let's go ahead and gain enough altitude to do the small dive, and we are off. What I also don't like about the ornithopter is that the HUD is very pretty much invisible during the day, because as you can see, it is sand colored, it is very faint. At night it is quite alright, but during the day it is pretty much invisible, which is not great. Anyways, we are approaching the location. The question is it on the surface or down? I think we have the answer. I think this is it. Okay, let's hop out. The only bad thing about this ornithopter that we cannot have the thrusters and the inventory modules attached. We can only have one of them. Anyways, this looks like the place. Very much so. Yeah, this is it. Also, is this just the same way going down? Yes. Okay, let's see what this one has to offer. As I said... Oh, what is this? Heavy helmet. Okay, never mind. So, as I said, from here on out, we are both in the dark. I have no idea what this one has to offer. I do believe this one... I have an idea about the actual reward, but not what this will entail. So, let's find out together.
Who is the Creator? Ibn Qirtaiba. May his passing cleanse the world. Do you understand, Wali? Our God gave us the gift of thought, and the words of the Kitab al-Ibar. Their works have been overturned. Bila kaifa. Shai Hulud cleanses Arrakis, creates the air we breathe, the soft sand where we pitch our tents, and smites our enemies. We grew soft on Poritrin, an easy planet. And God brought the weight of kindliness to prepare us for the typhoon that comes.
the Isekarkas. Who can turn away the angel of death? Our footsteps are as the drums of the slavers, calling Shai Halud upon our enemies.
Men must learn to live with their gods. Who can deny a Fremen the right to walk or ride where he wills? Only Shai Hulud, the Maker. Cleanse the world. Remember Poritrin. Bila Kaifa. Ibn Kirtaiba, who is the creator? The Maker, may his passing cleanse the world. Remember Poritrin.
And it is done. Well, this is not what I have expected. I think this gave us a thumper. Okay, I was expecting the body still, but well, I suppose that will come a little bit later. Anyways, let's see what the next journey has to offer. So that is going to be this one. Trial location. Okay, I think it's right under the shield wall. To the north and east. Oh, no, never mind. It is the shield wall, but not where we are located, I think. So I think it's going to be, yeah, northeast of us. So theoretically it is right. Okay, never mind. Right here. Purple. Okay, so this was the only cave that was not actually visible on the map. Okay, then, did this refresh? No, it did not. By the way, I am tempted to mine a little bit of cobalt crystals, but we don't have enough inventory space for that, so I think I will come back with the buggy at some point, but we need some cobalt crystals, by the way, just FYI. Anyways, let's go ahead and... Where's the topter? There you are, this way. Oh, by the way, I did also do some missions for the trainers, and let me just check. Skills. I am finished with the Swordmaster skill missions, and I did one for the trooper as well. We still need to do this third one, and this one is finished. I still don't know where the next set of planetologist missions are. I guess we will find out later. Anyways, let's go ahead and head towards the next location. I think we have a winner. Now, if I park it, can I park it right on top of it? Yes, I can. The question is this enclosed or at least sheltered? Theoretically it is, although might not be. Well, if we are quick, it shouldn't be a problem. Let me just quickly take care of these guys and we are going in.
The Sardaukar destruction extends even to these small shrines. I cannot decipher their purpose, but the altar seems to have contained a quantity of spice. And the murals. Such beauty to be destroyed by the cut of a lasgun or blade. All I could decipher from here is another step on the journey of the Zensuni wanderers. Thurgrod. Perhaps there's some link between the Zensuni and the Fremen.
I suppose this was expected. If one of them was destroyed, there was a danger that more of them could be destroyed. Well, I suppose we can go for the last one. Let's just find my way out. Finally. That was a hard way out, but at least I managed. So, where is the last location? The seventh one. The trial location. Okay. So it is inside the rift in this L-shaped bend. So supposedly here, I guess. So down there. Let's just double check exactly where. In between these two land bridges. So theoretically, down here. Okay, let's go for it. So theoretically, the last trial is here. Let's just go all the way down to the bottom and... well, okay, I think we have a winner. Pop out and let's see what we have. Oh, some vegetation. Okay. Okay, I thought that the salute where you put the knife over your forehead, I thought that was an Atreides thing, not a Fremen thing. Oh well, let's just carry on.
Why were we created? Ibn Qirtaiba. The weight of a kindly god is a fearful thing. Do you understand, Wali? Our god gave us the Hurasikali Wali, the wind that eats flesh, and the words of the Kitab al-Ibar. Carry shelter always against the coming of Kralizek. بلا كيف. We were exiled from Nilotic Al-Urobra for our unwillingness to fight. For our willingness to forgive. For our willingness to forget. And the judges said, mine enemies are like green blades eaten down, that did stand in the path of the tempest. Hast thou not seen what our Lord did? The weight of a kindly God is a fearful thing. Why did God create us? We are the action and knowledge of God. And he has prepared the way. Ibn Kirtaiba, the typhoon's struggle comes. Why were we created? To survive Kralizek, the war at the end of the universe. Yahya Shuhada, remember Nilotic Al-Urobra. بلا كيف.
Well, this supposedly is the last trial. So, the final test. Are we going to have one more, an 8th trial? That would make sense because we are still missing one Fremen item that we cannot craft. And I think that is going to be kind of important. Hi there. So, by the way, was it a player? Yeah, that was a player. Okay, we didn't aggro that guy, so that's fine. So, the footsteps of the Fremen. Oh, that's going to be a long one. Okay, so, view trial location. Now, this is definitely the shield wall. The crevice that hides, the mountain that protects, the sands that provide home. That looks pretty much it. I think. Let's double check. So, theoretically, the Atreides base is here. Yeah, I think it's going to be somewhere on this cliff wall. Let's go for it. I think we have it. This looks like pretty much the place. So, I don't think this is going to be very protected. Let's see, yeah, unsheltered. Yeah, okay, settle down. Let's make it quick, so we have no sandstorms. Although, I suppose one sandstorm, we shouldn't get too much damage on the Topter, but still make it quick. Also, yeah, in the Dune episodes, I did craft that personal flashlight. As you can see, it doesn't really give us a lot of light, but it's alright. Alright, and we now have the water side instead of the sickle. As you can see, it can harvest water a lot further in a much bigger area, which is not too bad. Oh yeah, one more thing. Instead of the small liter johns that we have been using until now, I have a deca liter john. Basically, it can carry 10 liters instead of just 2 liters. A lot better, obviously. So this was an old Sietch. Let's see what the deal is. The carvings in the door depict a series of planets. A solido projection of a handprint flickers in front of the door. The whir of machinery begins from the walls around the door.
We are the people of Misr. We have known flight and death. The young go on that our people shall not die. Where did our flight begin? We grew soft, Wali. So God brought us the weight of kindness to prepare for the typhoon. Name the planet where we lost our way. On our wanderings, we came to a planet devoid of gods, where war was constant and violence was religion. Have you learned its name, Wali? We remember the slave cribs where we were held, weeded out, persecuted. Do you remember too, Wali? The thread of the past was carried by word until we found the poison drug. One of the cursed planets was a blessing for our Sayadina. So many planets across so many centuries. Our people broke apart, split, reformed. Some planets we barely remember at all. A long journey, young Wali. But we are almost home. Just one last place of suffering, where our children were taken and made slaves. The time of Mihna has ended. Young Wali, pass within and seek your Ummah.
The path of the Zensuni Exodus is rare and hidden knowledge. You are no masquerade cultist. Who are you? What do you seek here? What makes you say that? How astute. And your accent does the same. Born on Chusuk in a wealthy village to the south, unless I miss my guess. But you've fallen on hard times. That security door is encoded for Fremen biometrics. How did you bypass it? Perhaps we can help each other. I'm a scholar of Fremen's social, cultural, and philosophical constructs, both past and present. They fascinate me. And I've studied the layout of this place. It's a death trap. Between the Mosqueret trying to blow their way in and the structural damage left by the Sardaukar, the whole thing could come crashing down. And I have yours. The name's Aerie.
Well, I wonder what it is short for. Maybe Ariste. Anyways.
I serve no one. Let's say I'm something of a freebooting academic. And like you, my interests lie in discovering the true extent of the Fremen eradication. Or more to the point, discovering if that eradication even occurred. South, maybe. Arrakis is a big place. And while we like to think we're at the center of all things, in relative terms, the sphere of Imperial influence is rather small. They could be anywhere beyond the deep desert or the Tanzaruft, as it's known to the E10 Bedouin. Not entirely. I'm sure the Sardaukar massacred them by the thousands. This Sietch bears evidence of that. But you're right. I don't believe the Imperial account. And I'm hoping the truth, or part of it, awaits us inside. If we survive.
Well, I think it's pretty safe to say that this might be Ariste. You know, the daughter that Paul should have been. Anyways, yeah, let's just continue down. So, now we have an NPC following us. That's new. So we need to open this door apparently. Let's see what happens this way.
Did you encounter the Mosqueret on your way here? There's some kind of cult. Worm worshippers based out of an abandoned power station far to the west. It's odd to see them this far east. But if they've found this place, they'll be coming.
Yes, I did encounter them. Not a lovely bunch, to say the least.
Down here, water discipline would finally be relaxed. Visitors could shed their dusty still suits and find refreshment. Looks like there's no other way forward. I hope you brought your cutter ray. We'll probably find that a lot of corridors and subchambers are collapsed and impassable. Some would have been brought down by the Sardaukar to deny key areas and resources to the others would have been brought down to crush the invading assault force or channel them to a kill zone. The Fremen were known to keep large nests of scorpions in order to harvest their venom for blades. That's a door I don't want to open. Strange to think these corridors once echoed with the hopes and dreams of a lost multitude. Mothers, fathers, and children beyond count. And now, only silence. The silence this rock hasn't known in 10,000 years.
Our first goal on Arrakis is grassland provinces. We will start with these mutated poverty grasses. When we have moisture locked in grasslands, we'll move on to start upland forests, then a few open bodies of water, small at first, and situated along lines of prevailing winds with wind-trap moisture precipitators spaced in the lines to recapture what the wind steals. We must create a true sirocco, a moist wind. but we will never get away from the necessity for wind traps. This ecological transformation of Arrakis relies upon us controlling 3% of the energy surface. Only 3% to start a self-sustaining system. Learn this lesson well. Our transformation begins in the plantations of the south and proceeds in simple steps. To begin, bind the dunes using grass. Secondly, create deep plantings in the shelter of the downwind face. Finally, introduce burrowing animals to aerate the soil. You will be tested on how well you have learned to recognize the language of the ecological transformation. Remember your lessons, and the door to the future will open.
Congratulations. You share the knowledge of a Fremen pre-adolescent. Good work. This must be the way. Now we come to the private living areas of the Sietch proper. In a Sietch community, the leader was known as the Naib, and the various Naibs were often jealous of each other and liked to measure their relative influence by the number of hearths they commanded within their Sietch. Sietch Talab is a smaller Sietch hosting roughly 500 hearths. Sietch Tabor, by comparison, the community Pardo Kynes lived within, was said to host well over 2,000. That's the Masquerade. I was hoping it would take them longer to arrive in force. We'd better hurry up and be done with our business here. This must be the Cavern of Council, the cultural and political heart of any Sietch community. It's here that Sietch dwellers would gather to hear a traveling crier regale the community with news from beyond. And up there, upon that great terrace extending over the room, is the reason we're here today. A death still. The place all Fremen end up at death, so they may return their water to the tribe. That script upon the platform reads, "The water of the tribe shall reveal the path," and I believe the path in question is related to the secret that's brought us both here. And while you are clearly no Fremen, you were able to pass their biometric locks without tampering or delay. Whatever lies beyond here, I believe your blood is the key.
Okay, so mechanism is misaligned. Well, I think it's pretty self-explanatory what needs to be done.
Very good.
Greetings, and Sabakukwa. If you are watching this, I am likely dead or captured. I came to Sietch Talab in the same condition you'll find it now. Abandoned and despoiled. I must must have triggered some kind of hidden alarm, because the Sardaukar were at my heels before long. They found me. I haven't long. So listen well. I was brought to this planet, like you and many others, with one overriding directive: find the Fremen. But when I finally came face to face with my quarry, I did not find the villains as described by the Communinet or the Emperor. Instead, I found a noble people being drawn into a conspiracy not of their making. A conspiracy extending from the very heart of the Imperium to the dark corridors of... I have to go. They don't know where I am right now, but I can't risk them finding what I leave for you. I wish there was more time. I have much to tell you, but your mere presence in this secret chamber indicates that the ones who sent us will not stop until they achieve their aims. I have hidden the details of my journey on a mimetic film locked within the safe on the wall. As with the security door and the death still, our blood is the key. And now, I lead the Sardaukar as far from here as I may. Ma salam.
Okay. Let me see where we need to go next. I think we are done with this room.
Tricky Fremen. I believe more than half the technology in this room violates the first 11 Butlerian prescriptions. Probably more. Thou shalt not make a machine in the likeness of a human mind. And while the Fremen are ingenious, this technology far exceeds their reach. Who are you really? This film is encrypted with a kind of protection I've only encountered in the restricted section at the Nemesine Library on Artesia. I believe that encryption was of Ixian origin. That's not good. We need an Ixian decoder to access whatever is on this, and I have access to the resources of a great house. Don't be concerned. I'll reach out when I have more information. If we Atreides are known for anything, it's our stiff-necked honor. Besides, as a mystery, you rank right up there with this film. Parting with people is a sadness. A place is only a place.
Okay then. Where do we need to go next? Oh, there we go. So theoretically now we have access to the Death Still, which is why I came here in the first place. Let me check. In the water management, not quite. Maybe at the very end.
The Masquerette. I'm going to try to draw them off. I'll make contact when I have the film decrypted.
Infidels! The lightning worm cannot be deceived! You will pay for your desecration in blood! After them! Do not let them escape! Someone seemed like gotcha! Help! Help!
Finally, we are done. Okay, first things first. I will get rid of some of the heavier stuff. Yeah, granite, we have plenty at home. I want to get my hands on some of these resources, for example, these sand-trout ladders. They will come in handy for later crafting. So, it is done. Now we need to wait until Aristay contacts us, I suppose. Hopefully it's not going to be too long. Anyways, where is the ornithopter? It is right this way. As it happens, we live in the neighborhood. There's our neighbor. So, you know what? Might as well go home and maybe we can put some of the stuff away that we have picked up along the way. Yeah, plus we need to put some blood in the... whatchamacallit? The purifier. And... let's check. The water... yes, now we can make the... that still, but for that one we need some extra resources. Anyways, there's our ornithopter. Yeah, let's go home.
Are you there? I've been trying to reach you for a while. I haven't managed to find an Ixie decodable film anywhere. And that is unusual, given the resources I have access to. It's as if they've been deliberately removed from the face of Arrakis. I'll keep looking, but I wanted to let you know. Keep your eyes open. Maybe one of the towns has a black market trader who kept one in stock. I'll be in contact.
Okay. I suppose we need to go to Harko village. Let me just put away the stuff that we have picked up. I managed to organize most of this stuff more or less. And now her pistol. Okay. For now I will put it away. Where is the equipment chest? Yeah, you know what? Let's put it here for now. There, and most of this stuff can be broken down. Yeah, I think so. I will put away this this sniper rifle as well. Good, and the steel goes into the refinery. Good. The big downside of this decoliter, John, is that it is very, very heavy. It is 15 volume, so basically quite a bit of our current load. That is the only downside of carrying so much water around. Anyways, let me break down some of this stuff. Yeah, the Slaver Scout boost, the Dune Man heavy helmet, and that's it. I will keep the ornithopter inventory around, obviously. Oh, right, and the silicon can go into the chemical refinery. Thank you. Anything else? No, I think we are good. This is some kind of a, I don't know, quest item that I picked up in one of the testing stations. I cannot get rid of it until we actually do that mission, so we will just have to carry it around. Okay, let's put the blood in here. And that's all we can do. I suppose we can fill up the liter, John, and that's going to be it. Okay, so let's go to Harko village. And welcome to Harko village. Yeah, a lovely place.
Trust only the messages approved by House Harkonnen to safeguard our security.
That is Antares bat!
Vujki od Breshkai Vajdo. You are not the lion, but that is his beast.
Let's make this quick. I have a transport due any time now. Demo, Azat, and whoever you are, get out. And you. I don't know you. And that's a problem because it's my job to know everyone around here. Even the degenerate smuggler I declined to name as Mara Effendi. Of course I know that rogue. It's my job to know, and I'm good at my job. But then you come along to make me look bad in front of my superior. You were sighted fleeing the scene of a terrible crash. A prison transport, as I understand it, carrying work crews bound for Neo-Carthag. But here's the strange thing. We recovered the crew and passenger manifests. And what do you think we found? All hands were accounted for. 87 names, 87 bodies. Which brings us back to our central mystery. You. Who are you? How did you come to be on that shuttle? But most importantly, how are you known to the Fremen outlaw Zantara?
Avdo Prejtkiva.
The Sardaukar say he helped you, and only you.
Spado Has.
It's a shame we've not the time to dig deeper. I'm sure you would have much to share given the proper incentive. But alas, my expertise is required elsewhere. And while the Sardaukar are many things, jailers, they are not. So then, you may take your secrets to the grave. We will find and kill your Fremen confederate in any event.
No slight to you, Tors. I just thought that this interrogation might benefit from my visage. You see, Sub-Prefect, hypnoligation. This prisoner was deliberately layered with a compulsion, and my face is the trigger. Enough of this. So a mystery within a mystery. Who did this to our prisoner and why? And what does it have to do with Zantara the Lion? Bring them.
Fascinating. Your compulsion is designed to react only to the sight of my real face. This projection allows us to talk face to face, so to speak. I am Count Hazimir Fenring. I serve the Emperor as observer and confidant, and I keep his Sardaukar from getting too far off the leash. You've heard the expression, the spice must flow. I am the man who ensures that it continues to do so. So, having established who I am, we turn to you. An escaped prisoner, a survivor. But every person carries their past with them. Who are you? A former citizen, perhaps. Whatever your old life, it cannot have been particularly noteworthy. What is noteworthy is this sequence of events. A crashed prison transport, an escaped prisoner rescued by the outlaw Zantara. Finally, an insidious form of compulsion that forces the subject to kill themselves rather than be subject to my presence. It's almost flattering. Do you remember who gave you this compulsion? Do you know how it came to be?
Should we tell him or not? Yeah, tell him.
That's remarkable. You survived the Bene Gesserit test for humanity. There are very few who can boast of that. And then Zantara rescues you from the wreckage of the ship. Why you? What is your association with him? Truth be told, I am less interested in the outlaw. The Sardaukar want his head, but my interests rarely align with those of the Imperial Legion. No, I am mostly interested in whoever did this to you, and whether there is a way we can help each other. Exactly. You have been a victim of nefarious circumstance, and yet it is clear that you are a singularly resourceful individual. A survivor. I can use someone like you. Someone who can survive in difficult situations. And in return, I promise you answers. Would you prefer to spend the rest of your days in a cell? Work for me. Meet my contact in Hanivar's bar, and you will have answers and freedom. That will let her know who you are. Be discreet. The ones who did this to you are powerful and subtle. I cannot protect you from their compulsion. We've spoken long enough. I will have the guards return your weapons and put you out in the street. I will keep my agent apprised of what I learn. I leave you with this. Do not waste sorrow over the aristocracy of misfortune. You have your life to live.
Okay, that is interesting. Huh. So, apparently, we have a conditioning where we'll try to kill ourselves if we are captured by Fenring.
I've been waiting for you. Keeping an eye on things. Dodging Sardaukar patrols. Making sure that everyone who was looking for me was looking in the wrong places. The Sardaukar let you go. Either you told them something valuable enough to buy your freedom, or you've been working for them all along. Which is it? Work for him. Why? This compulsion. Fenring seems unusually interested in you. I warn you, Offworlder, he's a dangerous man. He's one of the best duelists in the Imperium, but he is the Emperor's right hand. A man who works from the shadows. Whoever gave you this compulsion must not want their secrets or knowledge of your mission to fall into his hands. Do nothing, Offworlder. Carry on exactly as Fenring has asked. He's almost certainly watching you. Your best hope is to do as he bids. Meet his contact. Carry out their assignments. Pay attention. Anything Fenring asks you to do will serve a double purpose. Plans within plans. I'll do what I always do, Offworlder. Make sure you don't get killed.
Ooh, okay. The plot thickens. So, as I said, the contact would be the bartender. Because when I was doing the Swordmaster missions, I had to talk to her. And she is definitely the black market trader. So, let's see.
Welcome back.
There's still no option. So maybe it's someone else this time around. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, you can leave a like, leave a comment, and maybe subscribe to the channel if you want. If you would like to support me a little bit more, you can do so by clicking the join button and becoming a channel member, which will give you an early and ad-free access to these videos. Once again, thank you for watching and thank you very much for your support. I will see you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.